I swear, man, Plarium are the real endgame boss of Raid Shadow Legends, and nobody can convince me otherwise, man. With every single resource, with every single building in your Bastion, man, even amongst the freebies in Raid, there are so many traps, man, that can cause you to waste your resources in this game. We're going to be talking about some of them in this video, and please make sure to join in the comments. And frankly, man, what better place to start than the Great Hall, man? This entire, I don't want to say the entire thing is one huge trap. It's not, right? But it is so easy to screw this up by like dumping a crap load of your medals into the HP, attack or defense nodes, especially for new players who don't know any better. And of course you can't refund these nodes once you spent these suckers. Then you add into the mix that there's only one good event ever, and that's CVC, where it's actually good to go ahead and spend your Great Hall medals, because then you earn CVC points at the same time. Any other time you shouldn't really be spending medals in the Great Hall. So that's an extremely easy mistake to make. And then to top it all off, you've got, well, the mission, one of the missions at least that I'm stuck on right now, which is to upgrade an affinity bonus in the Great Hall to level 7. This is of course just the first of many. You've got to level 1 specific node all the way up to 10. Then eventually for like the Romantu missions, you've got to level 3 nodes up to 10. So if you've been spreading your medals out and you didn't read ahead with your missions, well, you're screwed again, man. The Great Hall strikes again, you know. Oh my god, this entire place is just a trap. So that's the kind of mistakes, man, that we're talking about. If you want to join in the comments down below. And hey, man, while you're down there, if you're looking to start off a new Raid account in 2025, my beginner promo link is the best way you can do that. It's at the top of the video description box. Click on it, use it to create a new account, and then you're going to get yourself 4 free champions, including a free starter legendary when you kickstart your new account, as long as you create an account using that link. Next up, man, we got to talk, I mean, we've already alluded to this a little bit, man, but the daily login rewards and the free champions that you grab from daily login. Everybody knows, right, that Yaga is like the biggest bait ever. You know who doesn't know? New players, right? Gamer dads who like only play on their phone, they log in once every few days or something while they're like eating a sandwich at work or whatever. Yeah, they're gonna dump their epic skill tomes into Yaga, man. I think I've done one account takeover ever in my life where some bucks had gone into the Yaga. Thankfully, he wasn't fully booked and I was able to slam the brakes on it, man. But it almost happened to an account that we took over. So yeah, he's got a single target hitter with a 50% chance of placing 1 measly poison debuff for a couple of turns on his A1. Does have a double hitter as well. You know, you can fully book this for a 4-turn cooldown, 75% land rate, double poison. You could do that. Or you could build, I don't know, an uncommon champion by just like feeding copies of Outlaw Monk into Outlaw Monk one time if you get lucky. You need 1 book, technically, skill book, you know, for a double poison 3-turn cooldown skill on his A2. So like, what the hell are we doing here with Yaga, man? Plarium, surely it's time, surely it is time that Yaga gets a little bit of love. Just make his A1 a double hitter and make it like a higher land rate on the poison, and make his A2 like a 3-turn cooldown booked, and reduce the amount of skill books. For the love of God, man, 6 epic skill tops. Everything about this champion just sucks so bad, man. He needs a buff so badly. Oh, the more I look at him, man, the worse it gets. Next up, the shop. The next trap that we're going to be covering, I should say, is the shop itself. 90% of stuff in here is so ridiculously, obscenely overpriced, even in the context of like Raid Shadow Legends deals, because you could easily argue that, well, everything in the shop is technically worth nothing because it's just pixels on the screen. You know, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is, well, an economy exists inside of Raid Shadow Legends and you play the game for entertainment, and so you invest money to get entertainment back from the game. That's the other school of thought. Frankly, I'm not here to have a bloody philosophical discussion. I'm here to point out the fact that almost everything you can spend money on in this game is just terrible. In particular, you want to be very careful with any offer that's labeled hot. It's almost definitely not. Let me tell you that for free, man. The tip for this, and to avoid this mistake and to avoid this trap in the shop, is if you think something looks like a good deal and you want to spend in the game, go to the gosh darn hellhades.com raid pack offer calculator. And it's not the only calculator out there, right? You could go to another one and literally input the contents of what you get in the pack into this happy little calculator, and it will give you a kind of like a dollar estimated rating of how valuable the pack is. I'm gonna go ahead and change the currency to GBP real quick, and so the shard pack that I've put in right here is worth about 21 Great British pounds. How much does it cost in game? Well, I'll be damned. It's about 8 quid, or 9 quid actually, overpriced, this shard pack right here. And so you can use this to judge whether or not something is actually worth your spend and worth using maybe like your monthly raid budget on. Kind of linked up to this point is just the idea of buying items on the shop ever. Like, this is almost always a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Why? Well, of course, you've got items like the gauntlets right here, like the boots and like the chest piece, where the primary stat on these items is variable, meaning just because you want it to be an attack percentage chest piece with cruel, it might come out as flat defense with terrible substats that just don't match the set at all. And so buying gear and buying legendary items like this off of the shop is just, man, you're just gambling. That's it. You're just potentially throwing your money away completely and just relying on, well, dumb luck to dictate whether or not your spend has been worth it or not. And frankly, even if you get like optimal rolls on all of these items, you still got to then spend silver in game to upgrade these items. And what if those stat rolls go bad? Like, the entire thing is just a huge, like, I'd be willing to say it's worth it less than 1% of the time. Put it that way, man. Not that I've ever spent on items to find out myself, but I don't want to, man. The thought experiment is enough to put me off, you know what I mean? I should probably mention some like good things worth buying as well if you are like the kind of person who's got like a small budget that you spend on raid every month. The Warrior Circle pack. Go for it. This is great. 800 gems, 4 void shards, 9 ancients. If you're looking for value for your cash, right, and you've got like a monthly budget that's like 10 quid or 20 quid or whatever, get the Warrior Circle pack if it becomes available. And next up, we've got the daily gem pack in the daily and progression tab of the shop. A tenner for over 2,000 gems that you get like a steady stream of throughout the day is excellent. I grabbed this on the monthly on my main account. My free to play, of course, I've never touched it. But yeah, those are some reasonably good spends on the shop, man. Anyways, man, next trap that we're going to move on to, man, the good old Guardian Ring itself. Now, the Guardian Ring, man, you might be thinking, how the hell is this a trap? It's great for like account efficiency. You can be leveling up champions while you're offline, all that good stuff. And I agree, man. I went ahead and leveled up my Guardian Ring, unlocked all of these slots so that I can level up champs and food champs while I'm away, especially if it's going to take hours and hours. Like, but what you want to be very, very careful of is like further upgrading the Guardian Ring, to put it that way. You see all these little upgrade buttons here along the bottom, all these little 350 gems that we can spend. All this would do is increase the efficiency at which the champions are being leveled up in that slot, right? You upgrade the slot, the champions level up faster. Well, how could that be a bad thing? Well, it might just become a thing that the champions that you are putting into your Guardian Ring are leveling up too quickly, and unless you're available to play Raid Shadow Legends all day, and you like log into the game and tap the level up button when they're ready to level up, they're just going to sit there at that level waiting for you to log in again and press that level up button. And so that is all to say that unless you have a lot of time to play Raid and a lot of time to like dip in and out of the game and check on your Guardian Ring, these 350 gems might just be better spent elsewhere, right? Energy potions is what I'm thinking. Ancient shard packs using gems if needed. So the trap kind of linked to the Guardian Ring and taverns that new players need to look out for is how you are going to use your copies of champions on your account. Because of course you can use champion copies in the tavern to go into upgrade skills, and any copies of champions that you've got, you can go ahead and throw them in as if they were a skill book for that champion and use them to rank up their skills, right? Great thing to do, man, especially for rare champions. However, for basically every other champion type, right, we're really talking about legendaries and epics here, you want to be filling out your faction guardians instead. And oh god, we've got a hell of a lot of work to do here on this free-to-play account, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you want to fill out all of your faction guardian slots first and foremost, especially with the epics and the legendaries. And then, once you fill out your Guardian slots for a faction, you can start using champions to empower. All these systems, man. There's so much for new players to learn, dude, in this game. Oh god, I've only been playing for a year. I feel like I still pick new habits up every now and again. And so I think the final trap I'm going to summarize with and end the video with is going to be, dude, every single resource in this game has very, very much a right time to be spent, right? It might be resources that you're not even considering, man. There are correct times in this game to fuse champions. For example, during CVC tournaments or during champion chase tournaments. There are correct times and incorrect times to be pulling your shards, depending on the stage of the game that your account is at, right? good early game events to pull your shards might be 2x shard pulling events, whereas later on in the game you're looking for progressive chance events, so you can target pull and look for very specific champions to upgrade your account. In your forge building, you can craft artifacts and accessories. Well, you can't craft accessories, but you can craft artifacts here, but you should only do that during CVC because it's just free points to do so. Same with the Great Hall medals. During CVC is the only time where you want to be spending your medals in the Great Hall. You only want to be spending silver during gear enhancement events. Most players will only spend their Iron Twins Fortress keys on Sundays because even though it's not written anywhere in the game, you get double the drops as rewards on Sundays when you spend your keys. This is the correct time to be spending skill books in your champions, and then none of this is including the monthly fusion events where you want to be saving like specific amounts of certain resources like shards and silver and gems for energy and all of that ahead of time because you know that a fusion is coming up soon. It's like, holy crap, dude, how the hell did I even start playing this game? What even is this? And it kind of worries me a little bit, man, that I've been playing the game for like a year at this point now, and a lot of these things and a lot of like resource management on my raid account has become like so second nature to me that I almost forget that I should make like an updated beginner guide every now and again where we touch on the basics. I made like a ultimate beginner's guide kind of recently on the channel. Ultimate beginner guide 2025, man. And overall, man, people, you know, seem to really enjoy it, and that's great. But there's been like 1 or 2 comments of people saying like, yeah, but how do I like rank up champions, you know? And I'm like, well, what do you mean, man? You go to the tavern and then you like feed them food champions and they're like, what's food? I'm like, oh god, like I forget that when new players come to the game, they don't know what food is. They don't know what speed tuning is. They don't know what it means to 2 key clan boss. They don't know what the hell clan boss is. Is Demon Lord clan boss? Is Demon Lord something different? Why do people call it clan boss sometimes when there's 3 clan bosses? Which clan boss are you talking about? You know, like, there's so many things that you take for granted when you've been playing the game for a while. I do worry a little bit that I'm falling out of touch with my newbie side, man. And to be honest, I think that's why this free-to-play account that I'm playing on right now, that we signed into right now, that's going so great, is I think going to be the first of many, man. I'm thinking of doing like 1 or 2 free-to-play accounts a year where I kind of relive the early game and get to share new experience and like help onboard new players and teach them about the game and all of that stuff and keep this series alive. I think this free-to-play account has got a little bit longer left to play. I want to do next month's fusion on it. Then maybe I'll do like an account giveaway or something with this. Maybe that would be something that some of you guys would be interested in having, even just to say that, you know, you've got the account. Oh, but at the same time, it'll be hard to let it go, man. I've had so much fun with this free-to-play account already. I'm still excited to max build out the Alice and stuff. We've still got work to do on this free-to-play account, man, but I don't know, dude. The idea of creating new accounts quite often also has me very, very wiggly. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Something about the fresh start just gets me excited, you know. Anyways, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Rambled on a little bit towards the end here, man, but I hope you all did enjoy it all the same. You know, man, never mind the promo code for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to subscribe to the channel. I think it's something like only 20% of our, you know, regular viewers on the channel are actually subscribed, and so it would be incredible to have you on board, man, for this and for future endeavors and adventures, and yeah, it's gonna be great. Thanks for watching. Hope you all did enjoy this one, and I am gonna catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man. I hope.